Today on the Mike O'Mara Show.
You're on painkillers.
Now I like my body.
No, I'm not on painkillers. My car just went out. I was listening to the minivan and the rim show, and we were just driving around. And then afternoon, we're going to turn on Pat Lynch and Taco Bell.
I had survivor's remorse. I had guilt. I didn't care there were 20 people out there. They opened up the driving range, and I wanted to test my back out. I felt weird doing that. I feel weird looking at people playing tennis. I feel weird. But life goes on. You have to get back to life.
No,
you have to get back to your existence and what you did. And then I saw car carriers, which was like, car carriers down here. No! Stay away!
A man like Steve Bridges has a team.
Yeah, Team Bridges.
He did make me laugh with his height. Well, he forwarded this. It's I had a dream, and underneath it, it's Mar-a-Lago flooded. It's funny. Sorry. Make me laugh, Steve. Make me laugh.
All that and more. The Mike O'Mara Show starts now. Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
From Podville Media in Washington, D.C., this is the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome to the family with the best listeners in the world in great places around the world.
Sell it, baby.
Rome, Italy. Luguti. Is it Luguti or Luguti?
I think it's Luguti.
Luguti, Indiana.
Yes, that's how I've been saying it.
Secaucus, New Jersey. You have family up near there, right?
Yeah, the Lugetians.
No, I'm talking about Secaucus. Carteret, isn't that Secaucus? Carteret,
that was
same.
No, I think Carteret is a decent way from Secaucus. But I'll check. I don't know.
Eagan, Minnesota, Forks, Washington, and Doha, Qatar. The Mike O'Mara Show is on, and welcome back. It is feeling a little more normal today to get back into the swing of things as things are chugging along down here in Southwest, resilient Southwest Florida.
Bouncing
strong.
back.
Proud of my peeps down
This
here.
is your perspective for I guess, and I should highlight this, Mike, because the fact that we get to do the show through your eyes and get your perspective on like how Southwest Florida is coming back together is completely different than what we get to see from or hear from other people, right?
Right.
And because everybody has their whether you're on TikTok or you're on the show, their stories of how they survived on a boat or they saved their grandmother if you're watching the nightly news, or Mike and the blessings that he's found within his world of disruption within his world, but minimal damage to the home. Thank
Nothing.
God.
No,
And,
I mean in the scale of dealing with storm related issues, I am a zero. I don't consider
you're a winner.
I don't consider a torn screen or replacing
You've won the lottery.
Yeah,
when it comes
shrubbery.
to something like this. Yes.
It's just everybody's the same, and people are the way I am, but people that have had much more to deal with have these phenomenal attitudes.
Yeah.
Everybody is aware of the fact that it could be worse if they are breathing and they are alive.
Yes.
If you lost your life, that's what the people have it in perspective. I had a conversation with a guy today as I went down to Happy Valley to test my back.
And
are you back, baby?
And good news. I might not be seeing a surgeon after all. So
wow.
I'm happy about that. So I'm chatting with this guy, and I said, how'd you fare?
Yeah.
Buddy of mine, Abby. I'll say hi, give him a plug.
Hi, Abby.
Nice guy, phenomenal. U.S. amateur guy, one of those kind of young, phenomenal
is it short
golfer.
for something, Abby? I'm trying to think.
Not sure.
For a lady, it would be Abigail, but I doubt that's his name.
He was met. I said, yeah, house did okay.
Abraham.
The office, not so much. I said, we were down close. You close to the water down there? Yeah, we had flooding. We flooded about up to about 4 or 5 feet. And he was so matter of fact he said, and I have these desks that had metal legs, and I never thought that they would be just the positive that people bring to these equations. And it's just astonishing. Last night, I picked up on drone footage that was very lengthy. Watched about a half an hour of drone footage from Fort Myers Beach and also Sanibel, and just reviewed that. And a lot of times when you're seeing helicopter footage, it doesn't do the same kind of thing that drone footage will do. So, for example, I was watching helicopter footage of Sanibel down here in Southwest Florida, which, by the way, if you don't know anything about down here, it's a barrier island. It's connected with a causeway that got wiped out in the storm. And when you see it up above with a helicopter shot, you see roof, and you're like, oh, maybe you can't really tell until you get down on the level. And then I saw some homes in Captiva that looked intact if you're looking straight down at them, and then you see that they were gutted with the storm that came through. And you see these, by the way, Captiva, some of these homes are palaces, just amazing. And the one thing that I noticed about all the footage of these barrier islands, it looks like every house is built literally on the beach, like physically on the beach.
Yeah.
But of course, that wasn't the case until the storm came through. But the positive of rebounding here is that everybody is passionately getting back to normal, passionately getting
pursuing
out and riding bikes and exercising and getting out and doing what they do. And, it's just the professionals that are down here, and you see them when you go to big box store parking lots, you go to Lowe's, you go to Home Depot, and you see these disaster relief teams.
The linemen.
The linemen yesterday. I was talking to Carla about that. That was unquestionably my best part of the show yesterday. We were talking about the bucket bunnies. So much fun. And we're down here, and like all of this kind of stuff, the further away you get from it, I am going to be optimistic and say that these are hardy folk down here. I will also say that when you are in a structure, whether it be a trailer, a manufactured home, or something like that, there's there's just a very difficult situation. I was outside of my house, and I think the company's Teco that runs the natural gas in the area. And this guy rolls up to me. I said, how'd you fare? He said, well, let me show you something. He's from Port Charlotte, which if you followed the storm, you know where that is, north of Fort Myers, where they, were in the path of this storm. And he shows a radar map of the eye of the storm. And then he shows a little green dot to me in back of the front wall. And he said, this is where I live. And I live in a manufactured home. And he shows me the eye wall, the front, which was 140 to 150 mile an hour winds, and then the back eye wall coming right towards him. He had $500 worth of damage in a manufactured home. There are miracles like that.
Wow.
There are miracles where people survive that. There are instances where people, had bad luck.
We have a listener that lost everything. I just saw that on our TMOS fan page.
It's horrible. Yeah. And my only hope, I was listening to an older fellow who was down at one of these relief centers where they have all the insurance companies lined up. And he was talking about giving, somebody like me very good advice where, you just have to be patient and deal with this ridiculous, insane bureaucracy that people have to deal with. So many people did not have flood insurance because flood insurance was out of reach. It's a game. It's a racket.
Right.
Look, I've said it before. I'll say it again, and I ring this bell all the time. Do you want to know why you see Flo with John Hamm every effing 15 seconds when you're watching a football game? Because they have all of it. They have all the money, all of it. They have so much of it, they literally don't know where they can spend it. They spend it. You could put up, there are so many interesting areas where people like Geico and Progressive and these companies have just departments where they figure out where they're going to put some sort of obscure billboard.
Yeah.
I saw one in a little rectangular flashing sign inside a pub where they had it up. My point is, they didn't get this money. They didn't amass this by just saying when there's a Hurricane Ian, by the way, we'll take care of you, even though we got more money than Jesus. When you really think of the numbers and what we put into assisting people over in Ukraine, I listen to the numbers, what it would take to build back, and it doesn't seem to me like it's something out of the reach of people in the United States. So we'll see what happens. My heart goes out to all those people.
Could you shed a little more light on the difference between? So is flood, and I might be correct. I might be a rube for not knowing.
No, I mean, I think there are lots of levels of this, Oscar, of damage that for different reasons.
Yeah.
There is a town northeast of here, inland.
Okay.
It is called Arcadia.
Okay.
If you bring up a map of Arcadia, I want to make sure I get my geography right here.
I'm pulling it
I
up
believe that through the center of Arcadia, the river is called the Peace River. In that swath was the where you had 19, 20, 25 inches of rain in a gully whomper, as Hilton Catterley used to call it.
Yeah.
And those people are still underwater there. So there's that kind of damage.
Man.
The life-threatening catastrophic damage that you have with a hurricane are people at the shoreline. That's what Mexico Beach was up in the Panhandle.
Yeah.
That's what Fort Myers Beach was. That's what Sanibel was. And that is it's not even describable how, when you think of the if we went out to the Sanibel Causeway today, and I said, walk over here, and you'd stand on a section that's still there, and you look down at it, and you would see reinforced concrete buttresses going down into the shoreline and then when they get out to the water, they go deep down into the water, and they're made of solid concrete, and they were washed away. The power of this is not even fathomable. It is the most destructive natural disaster you can ever imagine, because it just erases things. And you're not left going, man, how did that get washed out into the sea? You're left saying, how in the name of God did that structure survive? Little tower on Times Square down on Fort Myers Beach that survived the storm. And you say to yourself, you look at it and you go, man, how did that happen? Because it's so violent. Then you get the houses that are gutted next to 1, 2, 3, 4 lots where there's no evidence that any house ever lived there except for a foundation. It is, and it's everywhere, but there is an attitude down here that people get on with their lives. They get back to it.
Yeah.
They support the people they need to, whether it be with sending a donation, which I did. I talked about that yesterday. And it's something that I'm proud of the way people do it. People are into it. And because we have so many retirees down here, people that are not working, that they jump at the opportunity to be of use and to get down there and help people. And the National Guard is here. There are National Guard trucks all over the place. They're Huey, those big Huey helicopters. Planes are flying into the airport today. I'm watching them come into the airport, so that's a good thing.
That's huge.
That's our American spirit, right? That's who we are.
The resiliency of coming back. And the other thing about the American spirit that I think probably is the human spirit.
Okay.
Is, this happened to me, but it could be worse. And if you are standing in front of where your home used to be and you're talking to a reporter and you're saying it could have been worse, it could have, because you're alive.
Right.
And it's stuff. And you can replace stuff. And I hope that, there's a lot of insurance controversy down here, has been for years and years, because of the amount of money that this state requires to, but then again, there are other states that don't. And these are national companies that have big pocketbooks.
I think this is going to be better.
Get there. I hope they
because I understand the Florida government has appointed someone to oversee the insurance. It's Brett Favre. And
that's exciting.
I think it should be good.
That's very exciting. I love that. I truly do. They've arrested looters. There were looters. I think they rounded up 30 of them down in Naples. Hey, this is the haves and have-nots. You know that there are $30 million properties down where the water came in and that were flooded. if you're a bad guy, you might lick your chops and get down there and try
Sure.
to see what you can get. I have not been down there. I don't know what the situation is. That was an area very close to the water that got a lot of the damage
What's
down there.
the place that I keep seeing online? Fifth Avenue in Naples. I don't know.
Fifth Avenue is the
know.
main drag,
Okay.
where the restaurants are, shops, and it's
Like
a
high-end
kind of
shops, right?
high-end shops, nice restaurants where it's a tourist destination.
Yeah.
That's Naples. That's downtown.
Okay.
Naples.
Flooded, though.
Naples is a big flooded. Yes.
Yes.
That's the guy. His office, a realty office down there in that part of the world where he got flooded. Buddy of mine owns a flooring store right up here in Fort Myers. They were flooded.
Oh, man.
Lost the inside of his building. With the water, but the real danger was, you can see it. It's where they bring the cameras. But an attitude down here, and man, oh man, the people. I talked about the landscaping industry down here. You want to talk about a place where you need cleanup? Come to Florida, because these companies are just. This is another day for the people that work for these landscaping companies. It is literally another day. They don't get up in the morning and look out and go, oh, man, look at all that. They have to do that every day of their lives anyway. Yeah. So it's just a different thing they're handling. And over where we have a centralized, like a lot of these communities here, you have a centralized community center,
like a rec center.
right in the middle of the property. And there, I would equate it with when you have a snowstorm up north, when they shovel all the snow and they pile it up in parking lots. Well, imagine that with palm fronds. That's what you're looking at down here, where all the debris has been piled up. In fact, somebody today was talking to me. I'm surprised I'm not seeing, smoke and fires everywhere.
Right.
And I bit my tongue because comedy's my life. I said, well, that's because you're from Indiana. But anyway, I
But
didn't
it's
want
gotta
to
be
burn it. Burn it good.
When you're talking about the amount of progress that has been made even since yesterday, when you talk about the infrastructure and the fact that there's 20% more houses with electricity, they are making steps every day. As a person who's in the thick of it, you've got to be encouraged by that. It's got to feel good.
It today feels like there's breathing room. Little things like a major traffic light being repaired. Hearing your neighbors that they got power back. There's a neighbor, my old Cocoonville, where I used to live, right behind. I could walk there. A lot of those people didn't have power as of yesterday.
Are you hearing less generators?
There are none in our community.
Oh, good.
Today.
Do you feel?
I think we got power.
And please, I might be completely off base by asking this question, and it's not even a loaded question. But a natural disaster is shock and awe, and then recovery. The pandemic was an extended, crisis,
ongoing,
literally ongoing. And do you feel like what are you're coming out of a natural disaster? We're coming out of a pandemic. For you personally, those are two big hits that it's anybody's life.
It's. I think Carla might agree with me on this. Look, I've had a moment or two during this time. I'm back. Haven't gone there yet, but I'm back to evaluating myself, because this is my depression manifests itself in. You get a little of it here. You've seen it, but it's also fatigue. It's just an overwhelming. When
Malaise.
you get home like today. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm running around doing a few errands. I pick my kid up. He had a sleepover, and then he goes in to play his little game. And then I'm sitting down for a second. I grab a little lunch, and I sit down. And then it seemed like 5 minutes later, I hear, Dad. And I was just like that, and I got a good night's sleep last night. Look, I'm not the only one. I think it's an ongoing situation down here where you, whether you were affected or not, there's a thing called survivor's remorse down here that a lot of people have, because you see what other people are dealing with. But at the same time, I was not a beach person. I did not go down there nearly as much as I used to even. I came down here because I loved the water and being down there. And then I became a resident. And it's like almost like, guys, DC,
Yeah,
where you guys
yeah.
don't go to the
Yeah,
monuments
you
all
don't
the
go.
time.
Unless
Yeah,
you know?
people say you must go to the White House all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't.
You don't. So, it's just it's fatiguing.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I want, you want normalcy. You want to get back to normal. That's not going to happen for a while down here. And I tell you, I already think in terms of next year. These things are terrifying now. Now you're just sitting there going, well, what's that gonna bring? What's that gonna happen if that? Because we were not in danger of storm surge. We were not in danger of that. But if that swath of 18 to 20 inches of rain went here instead of up in Arcadia, our house would be underwater.
Yeah.
I mean, halfway up the walls, probably something like that. It's where you live. But of course, the whole Gulf Coast and a lot of the southern East Coast, they're susceptible to that as well. The fact is, the storms are getting bigger. They are getting more intense, but they weren't getting more frequent. That was our one storm that hit the United States. Hi. Lucky, and season ain't over yet.
Yeah.
When is the season over?
November 1st, I think, something like that.
Okay.
That's when it's going to happen. So the answer to your question is depression.
Check.
My therapist will be making a lot of money leading up into the holiday season because I will be back in that chair.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
Not okay. Not okay.
No, I am okay. I'm as okay can be.
Yeah.
And the people that I have still yet to figure it out. I don't know. When I went over today where they've opened up Happy Valley, I had survivor's remorse. I had guilt. I didn't care there were 20 people out there.
Mm-hmm.
They opened up the driving range and I wanted to test my back out. I felt weird doing that. I feel weird looking at people playing tennis. I feel weird. But life goes on. You have to get back to life.
No,
you have to get back to your
We all have to.
existence and what you did. And then I saw car carriers. Which was like, car carriers down here. No! Stay away! Stay away! You didn't earn it. Of course, I went away for the hurricane, too. But I went over to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
You pricks.
You stayed relatively
that's-
local. Yeah.
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 But I'd say
I
to
shop
see
local.
them.
You didn't go back home to Indiana
No, I went
for the
across the
fires.
street. You know where I went? I went across the street to the restaurant we like so bad.
Oh, you did?
I went to the Texas Roadhouse. That's,
Oh.
they put up a little location. Yeah, they put up a little location literally within walking distance. And I don't know what it was. First time I went in there, I said I'll never eat here again. And then it has
Did you
become,
stand and say that?
No, those are the old days, Rob. You'll never see me in here again.
I'll never darken your door again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at one time, a long time, Rob and I were in a restaurant. I really didn't like the service, and I have a tape of what I said to the waiter.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
It was just not. I was not super. Pleased.
And I just said, a check, please.
Yeah.
So you
I'll
returned
sign
to
for him.
the TRH?
No, I love it. We love it now because it is. I read an article about it, where it was a YouTube video about the art of the casual steakhouse, the art of the inexpensive, relatively steakhouse.
What's the secret?
The secret is they charge you what you would pay in another restaurant $70 for. They charge you $22.95.
Okay, but how
And
do
it's
they make it up?
delish.
Do they make it up anywhere?
What do you mean make it up anywhere?
So
No,
it's pure gut wrenching profit at a Highline
Of
restaurant because
course.
Yeah,
okay,
no, but the
all
Texas
right.
I mean,
Roadhouse
I don't
has scale.
think-
They can buy at scale.
huge amounts of
Yes.
beef. Yeah,
And it is, I defy you to go to either place and say,
I've been.
this one tastes better than the other. It's a steak.
There's one
Yeah.
in Manassas.
It's fantastic. And I account through my little MyFitnessPal. I get 2 of their little dinner rolls. And
Hey, look
that
at
is
you.
exciting to me. Now, they had a limited menu, so they didn't have my dinner rice.
dinner rice.
Speaking of food,
Excuse me.
if we can, we have a minute here.
Yeah.
And I'd like to bring something up. As everyone knows, if you've listened to this show for a long time, we have a lone radio affiliate. We call this a podcast,
Yeah.
and it is.
Yeah.
But it's also a radio show on one radio station, the mighty KCJJ in Iowa City, Iowa, AM 1630.
Great place.
He asked me to call in this week, and I'll probably give him a holler tomorrow.
Okay.
And the guy is fantastic. He's a total lone wolf. He's had that radio station since, I think, the invention of radio.
Yeah.
That's how long he's had it.
It used to be run by fire.
He was there with Edison.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Marconi.
Oh, Marconi.
As a matter of fact, he
served with Marconi.
He served in the War of 1812, I think.
That's right. That's when he got the rank of captain.
Yes, exactly. In the French Legion.
That's right. He was
Foreign
French.
Legion.
They were looking for German U-boats off the coast of New York.
The man's name is Steve Bridges.
Hooray.
And he is a man among men. Wonderful man. Love him, love him, love him. He's hysterically funny. Loves what he does. Dedicated to
Early
owning
investor in
and,
RCA.
Yes. Wonderful guy. I am concerned about his diet.
What happened?
He posts food pictures
Always.
now almost on a daily basis of pulled pork barbecue, pizza, shrimp scampi.
That's got to be his advertisers and the free food that comes.
Yeah,
to
I'm thinking. I was wondering if it was part of the trade deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll ask him about that.
Remember Don and Mike Eat First? You know that world.
Yeah, because he never says, this wasn't the best tenderloin I ever had. It was always the greatest tenderloin and great service and all that.
Let me go to his.
What was that bowl place used to deliver to us all the time?
Noodles and Company.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I hated Noodles and Company.
You loved it?
I loved them.
Of course you did.
It was such garbage, but at 5:30 in the evening.
I take a picture and send it out to the world.
Take
You
it.
know what? 5:30 in the evening still didn't matter to me. All right, hold on just a second.
I would eat two of those.
The macaroni
And
and cheese.
I like me
great.
noodles. I really.
I like me noodles.
I do. I like me the noodles. They're good.
Pasta.
Noodles and Company.
Yeah,
is
but they
amazing.
were handing stuff
Yeah, I
out
love
left and right. I think his noodles are cheap.
Why do I sound overmodulated to myself? But maybe it's just me. That's
I
fine.
think you sound okay.
As long as I sound fine to you all.
Yes.
All right, I'm on Steve's page right now, and God, what a tribute to himself.
Steve's
Anyway,
page.
You gotta love yourself. Then who else is gonna love you?
That's
no,
right.
it's got a picture of him as a baby, as a young man, and a slightly older man, a very
The
old
baby,
man.
to be fair, is a painting, isn't it?
Let's look like the little blue boy. And I'm not talking about the magazine.
He auditioned to be the
All right.
Gerber baby at one point. Couldn't fame.
He was too
I
old.
don't have to scroll down very far because
Sir, you're a teenager.
great anniversary picture right there.
Baby
Picture
face.
of his
Come back
dog.
I
later.
used to call him
Babyface and Freshface came later.
old fresh face.
Oh, Babyface.
Hold on, I'm getting to it. Oh, come on, Steve. That's all you do is post
You know
food pictures,
the
and now I can't
Matt
find
Elliott,
it.
our friend who used to be in the NFL. His nickname was Gerb because he looked like the Gerber baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he did.
Does he remove his food pictures after he puts them up?
After
I'm
they go
wondering.
bad.
Maybe they go behind the paywall.
The paywall, Steve's paywall Facebook.
It's cat, dog, cat, dog,
That's what I
dog,
get.
dog,
I
cat.
get a lot of those. And I like
Every
those.
night he
Dog,
posts a
dog.
good
Oh,
night
here we
one.
go. Here we go. Great pizza. Real fresh. An atmosphere.
What's the name of
that
the
was-
restaurant?
Let me see.
I love them.
Back Burner Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
Sounds like a new place.
Great-
Back burner.
He takes fantastic food pictures.
Yeah.
He's right on top of him.
Or
Looks like it's about to go
Are
into
they
his
sent
mouth.
to him?
They're not sent to him. No,
Yeah.
don't turn
Clip
this
art?
into a scam.
At the
No,
corner.
No,
Come
he's
on
got
now.
Come on.
a man like
What are you
Steve
doing
Bridges
there?
has a team.
Yeah, Team Bridges.
He did make me laugh with his height. Well, he forwarded this.
What's
I had
that?
a dream. I had a dream, and underneath it, it's Mar-a-Lago flooded. It's funny. Sorry. Make me laugh, Steve. Make me laugh. All right. Hold on here. What's his? Okay. Now,
Bacon.
I know I saw pulled
Amazing.
pork this week.
Steve Bridges is at Oriza Asian Cuisine.
I'm ordering out
Yes.
Chinese food.
Try the dumplings.
And then he showed a picture of his fortune because he got excited about it. You'll soon be involved in many gatherings and parties.
That's a good post-pandemic.
He won't
fortune.
go. He could be invited. He wouldn't go.
Well, he'll send his advance team.
Cat. All right,
Yes.
cat.
The
dog,
team?
Yeah.
You've been to that
Dog.
radio
It's
station.
Tommy.
Dog. Friend.
But doesn't the dog look like it's
Dog looking out the window.
I love the dog.
The dog is
I love
huge, though.
Steve
I feel
Bridges.
bad for the dog.
And the cat.
The cat seems to be fine.
Let me see a sculpture of Herky, the hawk.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Herky the hawk for the Hawkeye.
It's short for
Here we go.
Hercules.
Here it is. All right. pulled pork.
I know I saw this one.
Steve Bridges is with Janet at Bobby Rich and Bobby Rich. Who's Bobby Rich?
That's Buddy's little brother. He didn't take to any
Bobby
instruments.
Rich at Pop's Barbecue in
Pops.
Iowa City. All right, here we go. Here's
Well,
the review. Pulled pork sandwich and potato salad.
yeah.
Great barbecue.
Yeah, you know what? I don't like the slaw. Can I substitute
He didn't
the
say
potato
that.
salad?
He
didn't
said
say
great
that. Don't put
barbecue.
words
I
in
know,
his
but
mouth.
I'm thinking that
Don't do that.
Yeah,
that's not
that's gonna
right.
be one of
That's
his
not right.
clients.
Because now you're
Don't mess
you're
with his
being
money.
Dog.
Dog.
Iowa head coach, Kinnick Stadium.
Yeah,
The man's got a great life.
He does.
I mean, he knows what he likes. He loves what he loves.
I think my
And,
favorite thing about Steve is when he realized as the owner of the station, he didn't like dealing with clients.
Mm-hmm.
He hired a general manager so he didn't have to talk to anybody because he doesn't like doing it.
He's a man of the people.
He likes his listeners. He doesn't
Steve
like
Bridges
business
is
people.
with Janet at Midtown Family Restaurant. Dine out for education. I guess that's some sort of promotion that
Yeah,
he was.
he's there
supposed to
supporting
say.
the schools.
Good food, good attendance. And then he shows it appears to be a tuna salad on toast
That's delicious.
with a dinner salad.
Not a tuna
with-
melt?
No, it appears to. I don't see. Man, you may be right.
you see
Rob. Maybe There
cheese?
is cheese. There
Yeah.
might be cheese.
Always look for cheese.
there. And it
That's
does
my
appear to be.
motto.
It appears to be
You and
bagged
Maddie.
croutons.
Oh,
So
Yum.
that's it. And Jim Hunter. Hey, there he is.
hey, internet.
Jim Hunter, who looks like the state of Iowa, in my opinion.
You mean this?
If you want to know what the state of Iowa looks like, it looks like Jim Hunter.
Jim is a very nice man.
Very nice guy. He looks like Iowa.
Yeah,
Jim Hunter is
Is that a
Iowa.
good thing or a bad thing?
it's a great thing.
Draw your own conclusion.
Have you ever been to a friendlier place?
Cat,
I love Iowa.
dog.
Everyone's fun.
I'm gonna find one
friendly.
more foodie, and then I'm done. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on a second.
Had a
Let's
zeal for
see.
life.
Yes, a zest for life.
Is it a zeal?
Well, zeal you can have a
That's how,
zeal, but
it's-
zest is sort of the
Zeal is
expression.
how I send money.
No, that's zell.
Zell.
I'm a
Zeal-
little jealous of his food.
The zeals live in the ocean.
Oh.
The man, dog,
The
cat,
zeals.
dog,
Yes.
dog.
Or,
cat.
or, you know, zeals.
Did you make a zeal
Obituary.
joke?
I did. Easter
Hold
zeals.
on.
Oh.
Yeah, you get a certain age, and you start to get a little obsessed with those.
What other seals?
Those
The
obits.
singer seal.
Christmas seals as
Yeah.
well.
I'm almost out. He's got
Yeah.
to.
Seals
He
with
was
a
on
kiss.
food kick.
Zeal was married to,
Oh, he's married to a model.
yeah, a supermodel.
Yeah.
I really
Heidi
feel like I
Klum.
haven't done
Yeah.
you guys justice if
Zeal.
I haven't gotten at least one Italian.
He was in a
restaurant.
recent movie made for Netflix.
What?
And it had, I believe, it was a Mark Wahlberg movie.
I thought we were still doing zeal jokes.
Yeah, well, Zeal was in
Steve
the movie.
Bridges and Janet are at Up and Smoke Barbecue. Really,
What's that?
really good brisket. And very tasty potato salad. That is a word I'm always suspect of
Yeah.
when you're reviewing food. Tasty does not convey enthusiastic acceptance. Let me look at the potato.
But you know what's great?
It looks good. It
Twice
looks good.
he's gone to a barbecue place and twice he's had the potato salad. He must be a potato
And-
salad enthusiast.
And when he has a Sammy, especially if it's on a roll, like
Yes.
a hamburger roll,
Yeah.
always looks like he takes the picture after he's taken a bite. And then he's turned the sandwich on because this piece of brisket, this brisket sandwich,
Yes.
appears to have a hearty thumbprint right
Oh,
in the
got
middle
it,
of the
got
roll.
it.
Yeah. Mhm.
But anyway, Steve.
So he actually tastes what he reviews.
but he's
Yeah.
a little guy. He doesn't look like
Yeah.
he's not like
No, he's
not
thinner now
fat.
than when we met him.
I
As a
think
matter of
so.
fact.
I
yeah.
think he eats in portions.
Perhaps portion control is the thing. And I wonder what time of day. Let me
maybe
see. What time of
modified
day?
fasting. What is it?
Oh,
Intermittent
September
fasting.
14th at 3:38 p.m. That would be roughly 2:30 our time, correct?
No, it would
Or
be
would it be
4:30 our
4:30
time.
our time?
4:30 our
All
time.
right. So, and then he's like home and probably to bed.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
he's a night owl. I see him posting like at 10 p.m. our time, which is 9 p.m. his time.
I'm not sure he sleeps. He might just
Sometimes
hang
like
upside down.
Sometimes like a midnight.
Yeah.
Wait, are you calling
What?
hang upside down?
Yeah, he hangs upside down waiting for something to happen. If there's a thunderstorm, I gotta go star up the radio station.
And
Tell
by the way,
people what
Jim
to
Hunter
do.
is his newsman.
Yeah.
The guy that he works with
Co-host in the
sometimes.
morning, yeah.
Jim Face Hunter is the, and that's what we call Jim Face.
Face? The face.
It's got to be. Oh, got one more.
Oh, good.
There it is.
Thank you.
Yet another. Steve Bridges is with Janet at Si Senor 2 Mexican restaurant.
Oh, look at that.
Iowa,
That's the sequel.
Iowa. Yet another great place for Mexican. Great service, too.
He didn't mention an entree, or is there a picture?
Looks like he's eating some fajitas.
Yeah, you know what I bet he had there? I bet he had
said.
the dinner rice.
The dinner rice that they didn't have because they had a lot of limited menus.
What is dinner rice? Has it got like fixings
No,
in
it's
it?
just it's a spiced rice.
Yeah, it's like dirty
Oh, okay,
rice.
okay.
Yeah, it's
dirty,
it's what I
filthy, disgusting rice.
dirty rice. Dirty rice. It's flushed through the toilet before they give it to you. Anyway,
I thought X-rated rice.
we love you. We love you,
Love you,
Steve
Steve.
Bridges.
Don't
You're a
forget
good
to
man.
join the VIP club on KCJJ.
That's right.
Yes, the VIP club. Absolutely. I'm a member.
It's 1630 kcjj.com.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Dig
We have
the
to take a
live
break.
stream, too,
When we
yeah.
come back, it's the homepage, complete with my own sound. We will be right back.
Excellent.
With more fun and more thrills. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. Ho, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Great brisket. Potato salad was tasty. I'm Steve Bridges, and I approve this message.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present the creature?
You're a monster.
You're a monster.
I'm a monster.
We're not monsters.
That's scary stuff.
You're the monster.
You monster.
He's a monster.
Oh my God, is this you calling me a monster?
If you don't have a Mike O'Mara Show bonus subscription, you're a monster. Your blood will run cold with the fear of missing out on the frighteningly funniest hour of TMOS every week. Uncut, uncensored, undead.
It's alive!
Save yourself by ordering a TMOS bonus subscription by clicking the bloody banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com. The power of Christ compels you.
You're an inhuman monster! I said good day! They did the monster.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. U.S. mortgage rates have jumped to a 16-year high, spurring the worst slump in mortgage loan applications since the depths of the pandemic. But what does this mean to you? Listen up. According to my buddy Mark Livingstone at Cornerstone First Financial, there is a silver lining if you're one of the many who are looking to pursue the American dream of a home. With higher rates, there are less buyers, and with less buyers, inventory has opened back up and prices have stabilized. Residential lending has changed a lot this year, and whether you're a first-time buyer trying to decide whether to rent versus buy, or you're relocating to a bigger home, call the team at Cornerstone First Financial today. Did you know homeowners are 90 times more likely to become millionaires than renters? I didn't know that.
That's
Cool
true.
fact.
That's
Don't let
true.
these higher rates stand in the way of you achieving the American dream. Whether a purchase or refinance, call Cornerstone First Financial today, the #1 rated mortgage company of all TMOS listeners, 202-625-1221. That's 202-625-1221 or cornerstonefirst.com.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
This is the homepage, and the husband of cinematographer Helena Hutchins has settled his wrongful death lawsuit against the producers of the movie Rust, including Alec Baldwin. There's no word how much Matthew Hutchins is getting, but under the terms of the deal, Rust will resume production in January with him as an executive producer. That's interesting. You would
Wow.
think he would walk away from the project. That's a strange one for me, but you never know what's in somebody's mind, you know?
He's very into money. He knows there's been a lot of press.
I don't think it's that. I think that there's a level of, like, however someone grieves it's really on the onus of that person.
That's true, but I agree
And-
with Mike. This is a suspicious play.
No, I think
I didn't say suspicious. I
Okay,
said it's
I didn't-
interesting. It's
not
different.
suspicious.
It's so cruel. You know, people think that Oscar and I are the monsters, but he's got a lot of monster. in him.
God.
Oh, a lot
Doesn't
of
he?
it, yeah.
Doesn't he have a lot of monsters?
Sure.
It's a suspicious play.
I find
his
it very
wife got
sus.
shot to death on the set of a movie,
And all of a
you know?
sudden, he's a producer.
Okay, no, he was already. Anyway, let me go on. He issued a. He is the monster. Sometimes he makes it hard
It's
for me
so
to just
cruel.
get through. I just want to get through this story.
Okay.
That's all I want to
I'll
do.
pipe down.
Matthew issued a statement saying, quote, "I have no interest in engaging in recriminations or attribution of blame to the producers or Mr. Baldwin. All of us believe Helena's death was a terrible accident." Well, I'm glad he said that. "I am grateful that the producers and the entertainment community have come together to pay tribute to Helena's final work. The settlement has nothing to do with the criminal investigation into Helena's death, so charges could be filed." I'm not sure how that would work. if it's a mistake, which obviously it was, I don't think there was any malice. But they still
have to investigate it, yeah,
as a criminal matter.
To make sure.
This is an interesting story about movie stars, and I love it. I love it when they're talking about each other and when they're really honest. And Christian Bale shoots from the hip. I've always liked the guy. I love his movies. He's come to the conclusion, this is funny, that actors only get roles after they're offered to Leonardo DiCaprio first. Christian did lose, get ready for this, 5 roles to Leo in the 90s, and American Psycho was offered to Leo first.
Wow.
In an interview with GQ, and I haven't read it yet, Christian said, quote, "It doesn't matter how friendly you are with the directors. All those people that I've worked with multiple times, they all offered every one of those roles to him first." This is so funny. He says, quote, "Literally, he gets to choose everything he does, and good for him. He's phenomenal. I would suspect that almost everybody of similar age to him in Hollywood owes their careers to him passing on whatever project it is."
That is such great insight. I had never thought about something like that.
It's funny.
Yeah.
He doesn't take it personally, though. He says he's grateful to get any role, and he can't do what Leo does, nor would he want to, nor would he want the amount of attention that DiCaprio gets. So I just thought that was kind of a cool story.
That is.
And now on to a weird one. Ozzy Osbourne came out with a makeup collection.
Oh, no.
Hey,
Sharon, what are you doing?
The company's called Rock and Roll Beauty. Each piece is inspired by him and his style. What do they mean by piece? Like piece of makeup?
I suppose.
All right, let me see.
Yeah, but this is like Kylie Jenner's lip kit, but they're looking for Ozzy fans.
It's really valid. I mean, have you seen Jimmy Cerrito's eyelashes lately?
Those beautiful buffalo-colored eyelashes.
Yeah.
There are bat-shaped and coffin-shaped eyeshadow palettes. Because I guess Ozzy does the Black Sabbath.
Yeah, I don't like bats.
Mom, I'm coming home. Hi, Kenny King.
You like that record?
Oh, he liked a lot of Ozzy.
Sure.
A lot of Ozzy on the edge. Lipsticks and a highlighter with a bat embossed in the powder, if you want to go out and get that. There are also candles, black and red makeup brushes, a makeup bag, a gothic handheld mirror, and temporary tattoos and nail decals. It's all available now on Rock and Roll Beauty's website and Ulta. Oh, the beauty supply store.
Just
Isn't
in
that
time.
lovely?
Just in time for Christmas. You can buy yourself some nail decals.
Yay, rah, rah. Do you have a favorite band? Since we were talking about Ozzy, do you have a favorite? I know you're the Beatles,
I have
right?
several favorite bands.
I
Yeah,
love the Wu-Tang Clan.
I like
Wu-Tang
I disagree with you on this one. I love the Moody Blues.
Ugh.
I like the Rolling Stones.
Okay.
What about
They're
the
very
Monkees?
The Monkees of Mike is not a fan of the Monkees.
I like me the Aerosmith.
Aerosmith are very
That'll work.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Does your favorite serial killer have a favorite band? Yes, they do.
Oh.
Here, courtesy of Loudwire.com, is a list of real-life killers and their favorite bands. A lot of these make sense.
Okay.
Ironically, the Killers did not make the cut on here. I have 6 of them for you. Jeffrey Dahmer. We were just talking about that band. The band leader. Black Sabbath.
Oh,
Really?
Yes. John Wayne Casey. This is a wild card.
Yeah.
REO Speedwagon.
I would not have guessed that.
Such a happy sounding band for such a monster.
He also has Neil Diamond, and Bob Dylan. Richard the Night Stalker Ramirez.
Yes.
AC/DC, Judas Priest, and of course the aforementioned Black Sabbath. They
So
show
angry.
up a couple of times
So
on the list.
angry.
Well, come on, they're serial
Maybe if
killers.
he had listened to REO Speedwagon, like I Can't Stop This Feeling Anymore, he would have been a more pleasant guy.
John Wayne Gacy liked REO Speedwagon.
That's what I'm saying.
Buried
Well,
boys in his crawl space.
Maybe if he listened to that, he wouldn't have been as bad. I mean, Gacy's obviously a...
Do you sometimes just open your mouth and see what comes out?
Yes.
Charles Manson, he liked the Beatles, obviously, Helter Skelter.
Yes.
The Mamas and the Papas, and Neil Young. Oh, wow.
It's a weird mix.
I'm Charlie Manson. No parole for me now because I'm dead.
He was also friends with Beach Boy Dennis Wilson. Aileen Wuornos, Monster. You know that lady that played by Charlize Theron. 10,000 Maniacs and Son of Sam liked Hall & Oates.
Oh, no.
Weird.
Boy, there's no telling.
She's a man-eater. It's National Noodle
That
Day,
should have
boys.
been Dahmer's band.
We were, 10,000. You know what?
No,
we were
Man-Eater.
Man-Eater, right. We were talking about the fabulous noodles that we like so bad from Noodles and Company.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's National Noodle Day. Do you know we've been making and eating noodles for at least 4,000 years?
Really?
In 2005, we found a pile of noodles in an overturned bowl in China, buried under 10 feet of dirt. So they were the first that get credit for making noodles, not the Italians.
Yeah.
Italy has a proud noodle tradition of its own, though. So someone polled 1,000 people in Italy to find the top things you might be doing wrong.
Don't
with
do
pasta.
it wrong. You got to do it right.
Hey, I bring you a pound of it, and I'm going to put it right on your table right now. These are the things you do wrong, okay?
Okay.
Number one, don't do this. You don't put ketchup on pasta, okay?
I agree.
That's verboten. 89% of Italians say it's unacceptable, but 1 in 6 Americans say go for it. Number two, cutting pasta with a knife. 69% of Italians say no. Putting pasta in cold water and then boiling it. Don't do that. 81% of Italians say that's a no-no.
Have you ever heard of this?
No, you bring the water to a boil and then you put it in there.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you put it in beforehand.
You don't put it in the water and then let the water come to a boil.
Isn't the
That's way it
science the
works.
same?
No.
Oh, you guys are way behind. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see me okay?
Oh.
1,
Yeah,
2,
you're doing
3,
great.
4.
Yeah, you look great.
Well, we had some weather down here.
How's that?
Anyway, putting oil in the water. I do that.
I do too.
44% of Italians say it's fine. 43%, they're split. So I'll keep putting the oil in the water.
I just boil it in oil.
Breaking it in half. You ever break it in half to fit it in the
of
pot?
course.
I have, yeah.
They say no, don't do that. Don't. That's not cool. Having pasta as a side dish. 72% of Italians say no. That's dinner. You don't put it on the side. Rinsing pasta after you cook it. 58% of Italians say don't do that. Keep the starch on there. It's for the flavor. That's the way
And
you
also
do
it makes the topping, the sauce, stick to it better. If you rinse it, it's going to slide off.
Putting pasta on your plate and then sauce on top of it. No. You mix the sauce with it. That's the best way to do it. And garlic bread with pasta. 48% of Italians say unacceptable. Partly because the kind we eat is made with a French baguette, not a ciabatta bread.
That's the kind you need to eat. This is so good for you.
Yeah. But 75% of Italians say it's okay to eat a spaghetti with the meatballs, huh?
Hey!
All right, there we go. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a little something for you now, including what I call a 3-joke kicker.
I love this.
Are you ready for this?
This is a
We're ready.
special
We're
day.
strapped in.
Yes.
Some people, I got to get my little thing, Yeah, I'm OCD as well. Some people just don't appreciate good, locally grown organic produce. A small farm in southern Michigan just had a bunch of its vegetables pulled from stores because they were using raw human waste as fertilizer.
No.
The name of the farm is Country Gardens, spelled Kuntry. Country Gardens. Michigan's Department of Agriculture issued a warning on Monday and said they'd been using raw, untreated human waste to grow their vegetable. At least 11 different stores have been selling their stuff, including zucchini, summer squash, tomatoes, and green peppers. Human waste can carry disease, hepatitis A, norovirus, or E. coli bacteria. So that's why they issued the warning. At least one store has already cut ties with Country Farms and said they won't sell their stuff anymore. Sounds like the other stores might follow suit. Their new slogan is farm to table with a potty break. Joke number one.
That's one.
Yeah, Country Farms, Kuntry. Country Gardens Farms. That's what it's called. Yeah, the farm is also famous for their fresh corn.
Oh, no.
But, with like all stories like this, the farm is asking for a second chance. It appears that they just want to wipe the slate clean. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I'm here all week long.
Oh, my God.
We'll take a break.
These green peppers.
Oh my goodness gracious! We'll come back with more fun and more thrills. I wanna take a trip into a little place we call the Bluhm Room.
All right.
Yeah, you always can count on excitement when that happens. Not. We'll be right back, everybody. It is a brand new profile picture of Rob Spiewak. Doesn't look anything like you.
A new online conspiracy theory suggests that TMOS regular Rob Spiewak was secretly replaced in March of 2022. He suddenly disappeared from the show, and when he returned, he was replaced by a man whose facial features resembled Spiewak. He was nearly 100 pounds thinner than the original Rob. Audio evidence online shows clear backward masking that is cleverly added to the end of every TMOS bonus show. Just take a listen.
This is Mike O'Mara's.
I buried Rob. I buried Rob. Make up your own mind. Get a bonus show subscription and listen closely for more clues. Is it the real Rob or a Spiewak imposter?
Ooh. Hey, what we learn at a young age sticks with us through adulthood. That's why fostering a lifelong love of learning for our children is so important. KiwiCo is defining the future of play by making it engaging and enriching and seriously entertaining. A KiwiCo subscription delivers super cool hands-on projects for kids and kids at heart of all ages. Imagine engineering your own coin-eating robot. Balls beep. Balls beep. Robot. Your child will have fun learning with super cool hands-on projects delivered to their door every single month. They won't believe what they can build and accomplish with KiwiCo. It gives them tools to learn new skills, build new experiences, and make new connections to the broader world. And the best part, watching their confidence grow as big as their smile. Michael loves KiwiCo, and I love watching him discover new stuff. Spark the love of learning today with a KiwiCo subscription. You can get 50% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line with the code TMOS at KiwiCo.com. That's 50% off your first month at KiwiCo.com. Promo code TMOS. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a special new feature of the Mike O'Mara Show, as we take a trip into the place that not all people get to go. It's a special place. It's a space you have to kind of earn your way into. It's a special place we call the Bluhm Room. Yeah, the Bluhm Room. All things Pony Boy. All things Matt Bluhm. And
is it usual for the Bluhm Room to be so dimly lit?
Yes.
Well, it's, I think that way you can't really see the stains on the furniture. So I can understand that 100% clearly. Our host in the Blue Room today, who cares? Oscar, you got something you wanted to say about Pony, right?
Well, gentlemen, thank you for joining me today on the Bluhm Room.
Bluhm Room.
Our office politics and how to navigate them from, I guess, the lens of Matt Ponyboy Bluhm.
Right.
May I ask a question before you go on? How many total people on a day-to-day basis pad the halls of Podville Media?
Roughly,
and I'm talking about the regular people, the full-timers.
Yeah, the full. Well, with Mike, in this brave new world of half the people work from home.
Yes.
10.
10. All right. So you got 10 people, but it's a staff.
Yeah,
it's not
staff.
like 2 people.
Yeah.
And
some days it's 12, 13.
Sometimes, like on all hands, it's 20.
Yeah. And of course, with all the people coming and going, there are people all day long.
Yeah.
So it's not an overwhelming number of people, but it's a small operation.
Yeah, and it's a small business, still a small business. And when it comes to the Bluhm Room, there are certain rules of engagement.
Groovy.
In the Bluhm Room, we would say the Bluhm Room is not customer facing. The Bluhm Room is internal to the team.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Customer facing?
Yeah,
like
he doesn't get. We don't allow him to see customers. Like
you're not. Well, it's not like he's working at a Walmart.
Yeah, it's not like we have him at the front desk where Dan O'Brien is.
Dan O'Brien presents very well.
Yeah, he's our director of first impressions, and he is loved.
Yeah.
And when he says presents, he means it's like a dog. Dan comes out from behind the desk, gets down on all fours, and rises his buttocks up into the air.
I once encouraged Dan. I said, "You really should express yourself," and that was bad advice.
I'm completely teasing.
Nobody wanted to see that.
This is made up. Ever since I got fat and Matt got all my skinny clothes, he looks great.
Yeah, he does.
And by the way, he failed at that when you asked him to do that. I remember that day. His fingers were too short. All right, go ahead, Oscar.
But bless him for trying. Bless him for trying.
I walked into Matt and Shannon's office,
which is called
the Bluhm Room, and I've been working with Matt for almost 20 years now. It feels like.
Sure.
And
how come I look like powder today? By the way.
You look good on our end.
Yeah.
God damn! I feel like my forehead is absolutely translucent.
Matt has a wonderful setup. He's got 2 desks, a stand-up desk. He's got 2 cartoon-sized screens.
Where's this?
This is in the Bluhm Room, and I'm in there, and I look around. I'm like, this guy, Mr. Bluhm, when he first moved to 1900 M Street, downtown DC.
Right.
I had him working out of a little studio, like a 1-bedroom apartment, essentially, with no windows. And he came to me and said, I was hoping for an office with a window. And I said,
I never knew this.
I said, who do you think you are? And he goes, what do you mean? I'm Matt Bluhm.
Yeah.
And I said, you just requested a private office with a window. And I know that you know that, like, that's not a request you just make, like, brazenly.
No.
Right?
It's earned.
Brazenly.
Brazenly. And I don't feel like you understand your lot in life in this equation where
he's an interior office guy.
Yeah, you're a cube guy at best.
Burning incense and getting groovy in the Bluhm
He's
Room.
a cubicle guy.
Yeah. I can get you a private cubicle, but to demand a window is a bit much at this.
Yeah.
Within our engagement.
Yeah.
Did he get the window eventually?
No. He got a room with no windows that he could work out of. That was available at the time. That's all we had.
Well, with the ADD too, and all it takes is like a pigeon flying by, and he'd be.
I said you need a.
That'd be productivity over for the day.
Sensory deprivation chamber.
You should mention that because one time for about a week there was a pigeon landing on the windowsill outside of the producer's room, and it found it very fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, really, he sat there, nothing got done all day while he was like going.
Yeah,
it's no big deal.
Because that pigeon wanted to come in.
It was a lighthearted exchange, and I think he understood what I was trying to say. I was like, "Hold your horses, man. We just moved in here. Let the lay of the land settle." And then I said, "Hey, okay, I love what you're doing in this room, but it's always a mess with all your cables, and I know that you need a workbench and an area. There's a way for us to work together. You're going to move into my office."
I remember that.
And
we called you the pod couple.
The pod couple. And he just never moved. He just never moved his station to my office, and I'm doing other stuff, so I'm not going and moving his
He
computer.
didn't even make an effort?
He didn't even make an effort.
Because I remember that was to be a big
counterpoint.
deal.
You haven't said a word during this segment. It's your room. What happened?
Well, first off, originally the when I asked him about an office with windows, before I understood that we were not renting the entire floor here. And I didn't know that we were paying like per individual office.
That's what a lease is. You pay for workstations.
Yes,
space.
I thought we were renting the entire floor.
You have
space.
half the floor, though. Right?
Yeah, we have half the floor.
Yeah.
All right.
He wanted to scope creep into another wing of the building.
Yeah,
and set up shop.
Which I thought, I thought that we had that whole, this whole
Just
floor
empty
here, and
for
there's
no
like
reason.
13 other offices.
He's
on
counted
this
them.
floor.
Well, because in downtown DC at the intersection of 19 and M, land is cheap, and they're just handing it out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're in a high rent district.
Yes.
Yeah, we really are.
And
so
you know what's in that district? The Bluhm Room.
Maybe in Manassas you can squat places, but not here in the nation's capital.
Yeah, he
There was
like
a
when
great office in Manassas one time, right on the outside of Old Town that they built, and I always liked that real estate. It was really back
when
in
we
the
were
day.
broadcasting from your home, you could have given him an office with a window. It would have been like the kitchen. Yeah,
Well, we're going to turn him around in the dining room and have him face outside.
That's true.
I gave him a quick education on leases and economics.
Yeah, sure.
And
Well, how does that apply to today? What's happening now? What's
because I
going on?
walked into his office yesterday afternoon, and I realized I was like, this guy is our very own Milton from Office Space. He just wouldn't move.
Milton Wadhams.
He eventually got what he wanted because he's got the A+ office that he's sharing with Shannon.
It's a great office.
But he's staring straight at 19th Street, full view, like 2 cartoon-sized monitor. Like, this is an executive office.
Yep.
And before I knew it...
What's it like sharing an office with Oscar's wife, Shannon?
We actually get along really well. We're both ADD, so we get each other's sense of humor, and we don't hate each other as much as you might think based on what you hear on the show.
If I was working in an office with Shannon, I'd have a little ADD.
Look out.
Sure.
Well, I mean, come on. What are you going to
I
do?
swear to God,
You hitting on my
every
wife?
day
What's
I'd be
going
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, Mike would have an office with a window looking in.
Sure. I know where I'd position my desk. And I'd be sitting there, and if I got there early every day, I'd be like, what's it going to be today? What's it going to be today?
Oscar wouldn't let me.
Yeah,
He made me face the other way.
And out of respect to the business, I just know that they get along, so the great personalities that get along fine. But as I sat there and looked at his like entire setup, I'm like, this man has everything: a couch, a place to put his snacks,
his yellow tea,
everything that he's.
Where's he put his snacks?
They're in my bag.
Yeah, but his bag is like appropriately like it's just he's a different person. And it's well earned, but in my lifetime, would I ever think that that's the guy that gets that side of that cartoon-sized office?
So you're saying the point you're making is his contributions and the quality of his office space frustrates you to some degree.
From at first glance, I would say they're not equitable.
And I'm getting a B plot arc here, as they would use some sitcom talk. I think the B plot here is that Oscar did not intentionally want him in that office, but his perseverance of not doing anything
allowed him to dig in.
Gave him an office with a window.
This man is embedded.
Yeah.
And he gets to stare at your wife all day.
Yeah. So really, he didn't want a window. He just wanted a Shannon.
Yes.
I mean, really. I mean,
it's like before you know it, you're like, oh my God. What's the saying when the camel's nose gets under the tent? Like, there's a saying, there's like an idiom. I don't know what the idiom is.
Good night, everybody.
What is the saying when the camel's nose?
There's an American saying.
When the camel's nose gets under the tent, then it's time for Shannon to get another screensaver. I don't know. I don't know what
I can't believe this, Mike. This comes up on Google with autocomplete. A small, seemingly innocuous act or decision that will lead to much larger, more serious, and less desirable consequences down the line. The term refers to an alleged Arab proverb that if a camel is allowed to get its nose inside of a tent, it will be impossible to prevent the rest of it from entering.
So
I've never in my life heard this.
Kudos to the man with it's a second language.
Yes,
That's fantastic. You got to take it
coming from Arabia.
Stunning.
So
well, that's great.
He no longer is a pony boy. He's camel boy.
Camel boy.
Well, if he's camel boy, let's, and I always say whenever we have any segment involving Bluhm, let's just raise that bar. Raise that bar. We will take a break. When we come back, got a few TV things we'd like to talk to you about. We do that occasionally because that's what we do, because we're dull. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
We're back. Yes, we're back.
Oh my God, we're back again.
So excited you guys are back.
Did you miss me?
I missed you.
Gee, it's good to see you. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you, my boy. Now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
You came back. So the mom said you might not want to, but I knew you'd come. You would not come. You could not come.
We just wanted to see you. We miss you.
Hi, y'all are. I'm glad for you to see me. I guarantee.
Ooh, Cher, the Mike O'Mara live show returns to the House of Blues down in New Orleans. That's April 15th, 2023 at 8 p.m. Tickets go on sale on November 1st, and bonus show subscribers watch your email for some pre-sale ticket advantages. Ooh, Lord. The Mike O'Mara show live on stage. You gonna love it.
Ain't it bitchin'?
Always right with the world.
New Orleans.
Fantastic. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. House of Blues, April 15th.
Yep.
Be there, everybody.
Pre-sale tomorrow.
Friday, 5 o'clock for the pre-sale.
Pre-sale
5 p.m.
tomorrow?
Yeah, just for the bonus subscribers. So at 5 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, my
You'll receive
God.
the email.
Yes.
Wow. All right, that's great. We look forward to seeing you in New Orleans April 15th. Hey, getting back to your normal routine feels great, but managing meal prep on top of all the chores that cool weather brings, not so much. Skip all the mealtime stress with Freshly. Freshly's got lunch and dinner covered with fresh-made meals delivered right to your door. And now, for a limited time, you can unlock exclusive end-of-summer savings and get $125 off across your first 5 orders. They're designed by nutritionists, prepared by chefs, and they fit your lifestyle with plans tailored to every dietary preference. I love that they're delivered fresh, not frozen, always tasting dynamite in 3 minutes flat. Oscar loves Freshly.
Love it.
Loving the sliced turkey with Carolina gold sauce. That's gold, Jerry!
Gold, Jerry. Gold.
Yum. Having one less thing on your plate never tasted so good. Take advantage of Freshly's end of summer sale and score a special deal. $125 off your first 5 orders at freshly.com/TMOS when you order today. That's freshly.com/TMOS. Freshly.com/TMOS for $125 off your first 5 orders. Okay, got one for you. Oh my God. Steve Carell is moving into the area for me, and there are TV shows really that I have just thought he was so magnificent in. He's done tremendous work always, but he's starting to make role choices that are really consistently good. There is a show on Hulu right now. It's called The Patient, and it is the best thing by far on the telly-welly. If you want to see something that is a psychological thriller, the likes of which that hasn't been done.
Dark.
It's
not like a
super
comedy.
Dark.
Oh my gosh.
Is it
Okay.
Dark. It doesn't get darker. It's fantastic and it's tense. I will not give you any plot details. Just understand this. When you watch this show, you will be riveted. It's called The Patient, and you will be very disappointed when you come up against the last one and you have to wait another week for The Patient to come down the pipe again.
I hate that Hulu policy. And
he looks completely different than the regular Steve Carell.
Yeah, it is. It actually makes me tolerate Hulu watching it because Hulu is just
good-looking guy with a beard.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Oh, he's just so good. He's just so good. He was great in what's that show
Morning
that he
Show.
Did? The Morning Show. He was fantastic.
He was so
in that
believable in that. So well suited to it.
So
I can't believe this is the same guy from 40-Year-Old Virgin. This is crazy.
Yeah, he's just evolved, and he has made these choices where, well, the guy can do absolutely anything. I don't think The Anchorman is the same movie without Steve Carell.
No, you're right.
He's just fantastic, and it's this relaxation that he brings to acting, where he's just so within himself, stays within himself, and does such a great job. And the guy
wasn't he in that Bobby Riggs movie? Did he play Bobby Riggs in that?
I don't remember that one.
I have to check that. I have to check that.
Now, so if you get a chance, check it out. It's been such a blessing to be able to see something online because we didn't have it for a while. And, getting back to normal, just sitting inside, things you take for granted. I went to the box store today, and I was walking down the aisle at Costco, and I'm leaving the store. And as you make your way out to the exit, there are all the people setting up to hawk their different products that they're selling. And there was a Generac set up right there. And it was all I could do not to go, hey, how's business? Because it was, yes.
The movie was called Battle of the Sexes, and it was about Bobby Riggs.
Was Bobby Riggs.
Yeah. It was a really good movie. And he was
that
good.
Was good. I saw that.
He was great.
I was somehow thinking Bobby Fischer. No, Bobby Riggs.
I know you said you're off. If we're talking television, just if I may, I finally caught up with House of the Dragon. And,
Dragon Show.
And I have left the building.
I bailed too.
Redeeming qualities this past episode.
But what about the episode 2 episodes ago that I was reading about? It was too dark to see anything. Because they did an episode like that of the other show.
It's Rube Nation.
Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Remember they did an episode where there was a battle in the fog?
No, it's not. Look, Game of Thrones I wasn't a nerd, Nick, for Game of Thrones. You could pick up
Better
with
show.
Game of Thrones.
Better
you
show.
could pick up Game of
Yeah.
Thrones any episode at any time, and you would be riveted by the storyline, by the acting, by the special effects. This is crap.
You all
It's
were
garbage.
right about certain plot arcs. Both you, Mike, and Rob, when we were initially talking about this, like, oh, I don't think it's that crazy.
Right.
It gets crazy.
Yeah.
Is it still moving?
Not in the good way.
Is it still moving at the same rocket speed?
No, it gets. I guess it gets. What's the best way to, without any spoilers?
You can spoil it. I don't care.
No, I don't. I mean, I just want to be respectful of the audience. There's a level of just complete, like, so this last episode, if you just watch this last episode and didn't think about the rest of the episodes, it makes up for the series. Because so much happens in this last episode that you're like, oh my God.
Don't give in, Mike.
You've sped up this entire series.
Don't give in.
No, I'm on your. We'll
The dragon
pivot now.
CGI, great.
So that's Oscar Santana with a thumbs up for House of the Dragon. A lot of people are watching it. We'll see. Maybe you're right. Maybe not so right. I think just in general, it's going to do well because people like the.
Well, people like it because the king looks like me.
Of course, and he does. The thinner you get, the more. But the one Rob recommended last week, and run, don't walk to this one. I swear to God, this is a great, great television show. It's called The Reboot. It's a comedy, a behind-the-scenes comedy of a reboot of a sitcom, and it's just hitting on all eight. It is funny. It's broad.
Every
but it
cast
can
member,
be broad.
right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. They just do a really, really nice show, and just Paul Reiser is great on it. It's got it checked all the boxes for
It really
me.
did.
You know, it's got a little poignancy to it. It's just a lot of fun. And Johnny Knoxville, I love Johnny Knoxville anyway. So I love that he's pivoting into this. Although Johnny Knoxville his character is so beautifully written. It's such delightful typecasting for him. And it's just the last time I saw a behind the scenes show that made me laugh this much. I don't count Larry David Curb Your Enthusiasm in the same way. It's not like that. What this is like is more like the Larry Sanders Show.
I agree. I got the same vibe.
I'm all in then.
And the
That's great.
potential for comedy is just everywhere. There are 50 different ways they can go to make it work, and it is great. And what's the name of the actor? He's from Key and Peele, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
Jordan Peele's
Yeah.
partner.
Is it Michael Keegan?
No, it's
See, nobody
Keegan-Michael
gets
Key.
Keegan-Michael Key.
Keegan-Michael
forgive me.
Key.
Keegan-Michael Key.
He's great,
is
and
just
they do such a
fantastic.
brilliant job on everything. For one thing, there's nothing hack or predictable about it. It's
Well,
really sort of.
it's occasionally it'll go for the obvious joke. The kid is
But
that's an obvious joke.
Yeah, but also that's a little bit.
By the way,
unexplored territory
I'm
for that.
accepting your recommendation, but when you say to me, "There's nothing hack in it," we're talking about the guy that likes the Marx Brothers. Okay, so just be aware of the fact.
Why
that
do you
there
take it
are-
there? Don't make it ugly. Don't make it
Sorry.
ugly.
Don't mess it up for
Because you're
everybody.
wrong. It does have moments that are a little.
But
I think
it's different than many other sitcoms, is what I'm saying. They go different directions, and there's surprises that you don't expect,
which is great, and that's what I love. And Rob, I think shows like that, if I'm not mistaken, as they move on into the season, it'll get better because they're gonna develop their characters more.
character driven, because it was created by the same guy that created Modern Family.
I'll give this is the highest recommendation I can give. If you like Schitt's Creek,
Great.
this is better than Schitt's Creek. This is more reality based than Schitt's Creek, and that's what makes it funny.
And what a wonderful job they do recreating the scenes from the 90s.
Oh God,
So
they do a
funny.
great
So
job.
funny.
It's just fun. It's fun, and it like hits the ground running. So you got these two shows that are out there. Oscar, I know a lot of people are watching House of the Dragon, so if you want to check that out, you got the other one here, The Reboot, which is fantastic, and then The Patient with Steve Carell. Rob, dark is the word. It is scary.
I'm liking it. I think I'll check it out.
Terrifyingly
Good,
scary.
good.
Terrifyingly scary is the
It's
only
so
thing
funny
I
because
will say
Carrie
about
won't
it,
let
so.
me watch. She won't let me watch Dahmer because she doesn't like the subject matter. I said, well, let me put on something else. Here's something called The Patient.
Yeah, but yeah, that'll throw a monkey wrench into it.
Sure.
But Dahmer also good. If
You
you're,
like
since you
Dahmer?
brought that up, oh my God, fantastic! Yeah, the guy that played Dahmer was spectacular. So they're four of them for you. We'll take a break. Come back with Town of Sound right here.
Power 95. Twitch patrol lines are open. Hi, who's this?
I shouldn't tell you.
Why? Do I know you?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Is this Jim Amato?
No.
Have I had fun with you within the past 2 months?
Yes.
Okay, that cuts it down to 1,000. Are you Rick Schofield?
No.
Are you Jolene White?
No.
Are you Linda Herr?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm waiting for you to get tickets to the Mike O'Mara Live Show in New Orleans on April 15th at 8 p.m. at the House of Blues. Tickets are on sale to the general public on November 1st with a special pre-sale opportunity for bonus show subscribers.
Because of you, I'll be in New Orleans.
Oh, my God. I love that. Thank you, Twitch. Thank you, Linda Herr. We appreciate that. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Brought to you by Electric E-Bikes.
They don't make that noise.
I know. I just thought I'd have a little fun,
but you
folks.
do when you drive
I
it.
do.
Oh, that old tape?
I just, Mike, you probably don't realize this. I ordered a backpack for Santos, so I could put Santos in my backpack and we could roll to
my
work
God,
together.
cruising along in your electric e-bike.
Done and
my
done.
God. Hey, with work from home becoming the norm, we're spending more time indoors. Boo.
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 Now is the time to get outside and explore while the weather is still good. Electric e-bikes offer next-level features at a price that's surprisingly easy on your wallet. All of their e-bikes ship free, fully assembled, so there's nothing stopping you from getting your adventure on. Right now, during Electric e-bikes end-of-season sale, you can save up to $50 on their flagship XP 2.0 series e-bikes. Oscar's in love with his. It has customizable add-ons and adjustable features that let you tailor your ride to your style. Plus, variable pedal assist throttle, all-terrain tires, and a foldable design. No e-bike does more at this price. You can cover up to 45 miles on a single charge and reach up to 28 miles per hour with the 850-watt peak motor. Electric e-bikes' wider handlebars allow a comfortable riding position, plus upgraded seating, basket racks, and other accessories. No, I'm sorry. Let me check that back. Is it basket racks or, it's baskets and racks?
Yes, basket and racks.
And other accessories make it easy to build your dream ride. Go to electricebikes.com and save up to $50 on a 2.0 e-bike purchase during their end-of-season sale. But hurry, because this sale ends on October 23rd. Again, that's electric, Lectric, ebikes.com, people.
We call this stereophonic sound.
Soundtown.
When Matt Bluhm brings me something for the Audio Vault, or as we call it now, Soundtown,
Soundtown.
He doesn't do it very often, so it's normally pretty choice. And this was an ad or a promo, actually, that ran during one of his conspiracy theory podcasts.
Behind the Bastards.
It really doesn't seem to fit.
Big fan.
It's a morning show in Orlando, Mike, and it's the host is Pat Lynch, and his associate is, well, I'll let you hear in the promo. But would you listen to this show?
Pat Lynch and Taco Bob here from 101.1 WJRR in Orlando. We're up and at 'em with you every weekday morning with awesome rock music, plus just enough info to make you feel like you know what's going on in the world.
We're also big advocates for having a good time. Contrary to how it seems sometimes these days, laughing is still okay. And keep in mind, we broadcast from the home base of the Florida Man, so things can get a little bit crazy.
In Orlando, tune in at 101.1 on your radio or listen from any location using the free iHeartRadio app.
It's Lynch and Taco.
So bad.
Pat Lynch and Taco Bob.
I've done some terrible radio in the past.
Yeah. But no. Let me do it. I think about it a lot when I'm driving around the country, when I'm in other markets, and I just go. But then again, Oscar, I think very briefly about that and how this program should be, not only on in any major market, but it should be on across the country because we have. I'm sorry, we've done it a while. We kind of know how to do it, and it just it's amazing. But then I realize that those guys are being compensated like you would compensate the assistant to the assistant manager at the local movie theater.
And I'm sure they do their voice tracking during the day. But here's the shocking thing. Pat Lynch is the fat guy. Taco Bob is the skinny guy.
What?
Yeah, but he farts a lot.
We're the home of the Florida man, and we like to get crazy.
You never know what's going to happen. Ooh, unpredictable, edgy.
I know that, the time we've had in terrestrial radio.
Yes.
I guess the majority for me was chaos and unhealthy. And within those, because you're working in show business, it's cutthroat. Like you're literally looking for someone, like you're looking for the next person that's going to slit your throat.
Right.
And it can work. And if you thrive in that environment, you could thrive in any environment. So I'll give them that. But I feel like a better program director would have heard that promo and said, "What are we doing here?"
No, the program director loves that promo.
Yeah.
The program director hears that promo and goes, "You know why? Because it's safe. There's nothing in there that
Pat Lynch and Taco Bob here from 101.1 WJRR in Orlando. We're up and at 'em with you every weekday morning with awesome rock music, plus just enough info to make you feel like you know what's going on in the world.
We're also big advocates for having a good time.
Hey, how about that? Isn't that guy? And that's the guy that seriously 3 out of the 5 days of the week.
Taco.
He vomits before he comes into the studio.
Of course.
Taco.
We're also advocates for having a good time. That's why I blew not only my vape pen on the way in the car on the way home here, but we're having a fantastic time. I'm 23 years old, but
he
I
doesn't
sound
have a
like
license.
I'm a 70-year-old man.
9 days sober. The thing that's great about that is, you want to know why the program director likes that promo? It's exactly 30. That's why he likes it.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it's safe. It fits in safe and automation.
Yeah. Sad.
Mike, meanwhile, in Orange County, California, they were pursuing someone who was going 80 miles an hour, which is on its own not that remarkable, except the car only had 3 wheels. The hatchback was up and the 4th wheel was in the hatchback. So it had been removed and placed in the back of the car. In the front part of this tape, you can
Was he on the rim?
Yeah, you can actually hear the rim of the car. I'm sorry, Oscar, go ahead.
In the depths of the pandemic, when nobody was around,
right
down K Street, I hear that same sound. It's just me walking to the garage, empty garage, and I'm like, what is that sound? This minivan rolls by me with a full rim exposed.
So not
just
good.
Just carving into K
just
Street.
Shredded tire and all metal.
All rim. And nobody, because it's at that point, nobody was around. Nobody's stopping them, pulling them over. They're just driving along.
They're living their best life. That's right.
And I think St. Paul's got that other morning show that's called Minivan in the Rim.
Get out of the car. Are you on drugs right now?
No, not at all. My car gave out. I mean, I had somebody help me before, and apparently the brake did not stop.
Do you know you're driving on 3 wheels right now? Your wheel's completely out. You just crashed into this gentleman right here. You're a hazard. You're on the freeway.
80 miles on the freeway.
You're on drugs right now. You're on painkillers. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are on painkillers.
So it's a citizen, not a cop.
It's a citizen
it
arrest.
is a citizen.
Okay, all right. You're on painkillers.
Now I like my body.
No, I'm not on painkillers. My car just went out. I was listening to the minivan and the rim show, and we were just driving around. And then afternoon, we're going to turn on Pat Lynch and Taco Bob.
Let's close with this. We talked last week about how Shania Twain is sort of back in the forefront.
Yeah.
And she's announced a couple collaborations she's doing.
In a recent interview, country singer Shania Twain said that she wants to collaborate with Harry Styles in the future. Hey, so do we, said the rest of One Direction.
That's all I got.
Hey, we got to get out of here. We'll be back with our bonus show. And tomorrow, House of Blues, April 15th. Tickets go on sale for a very special few. What's that 5 mean?
At 5 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Time.
5 p.m. tomorrow. And anything you can add to that? I don't know.
They're going to go fast. Get ready.
And I'd like to add, it's not too late to subscribe to the bonus show if you want that email.
Get on
it. We're naked whores. Of course, we're trying to boost our bonus show sales by giving you exclusive first dibs on tickets to our live show. That's the way we roll, okay? We're capitalists.
Yeah. Let's
and
do it.
We're Americans.
Let's do it before our car runs out.
Absolutely.
Out.
All right. I'm Taco Bill, or whatever the guy's name is. Taco Bob. Not to be confused with Condo Bob.
Different guy.
I'm Condo. Join us for Condo Bob in the Apartment coming up this Monday morning. We got to get out of here. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Michael Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara bonus show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
I would like to hear a Space Force Spirit on 3. 1, 2, 3. Space Force Spirit. Sound good? Yes, sir!
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.